Have you ever noticed that one side of your body may be a bit more flexible or stronger than the other side? Maybe your left side feels super open, but your right side feels tight or stuck. If you've ever wondered whether this is normal or something that you should fix, well, you're not alone. Today we're going to explore the myth of symmetry and talk about how our bodies, even on the inside, are naturally asymmetrical. And stick around because I'll also offer you tips on how to work with these asymmetries in your yoga practice. Well, inside we're definitely not balanced perfectly. Our heart sits more to the left, one lung is smaller than the other to make space for the heart, and our liver is on the right side. Even our muscular structure tends to be a little uneven depending on which side is dominant. This means the idea of achieving symmetry or getting rid of that bad side isn't as straightforward as may seem. You're working with a body that is designed with imbalances, and that's okay. When we practice yoga, we quickly notice these asymmetries. You may be able to easily stretch into a side bend on your left, but struggle to do the same on your right. You may be able to balance on your left, but just not be able to balance on your right, or get into lotus on your left, but just not on your right. Now, we all have a dominant side, a side that we tend to use a lot more in our daily lives, whether it's because we're right-handed or left-handed, or we rely on one side of the body more than the other, whether we actually notice this or not. Now, yoga exposes these imbalances because we work on each side independently. But here's the thing. Asymmetry isn't necessarily something that we necessarily need to fix. The idea that both sides of our body should feel the same can actually cause frustration or even injury if we push our bodies a little bit too far. So now let's talk about what may happen if we force symmetry. If your right side is tighter than your left, you might be tempted to push deeper into the stretch to make it match the looser side, but this can actually lead to strain or even injury. So in yoga, it's important to move mindfully, especially on your tighter side. So how can you work with these imbalances in your yoga practice? Well, here are a few tips to help you embrace your body's natural asymmetry, whilst also building strength and flexibility. So the first one is focus on your breath. When you're on your tighter side, use deep, steady breaths to try to release any extra tension. This will help your muscles relax without forcing them into a position that they may not be ready for. Now, the second thing is don't push your body into trying to make both sides equal. Instead, work with the range of motion that feels comfortable on both sides, even if that is different. So if your left side is more open, great, celebrate it. But don't force your right side to match. Allow both sides to progress at their own pace. This is also a bit of a lesson on ego, which if you want, I could make another video on that because it is a fascinating topic. The next thing is use props. So props can be your best friend in your yoga practice. So use a block or a strap to support your tighter side. This will give you extra stability and allow you to move into the pose without overstretching. Over time, of course, you can remove these props once your body is maybe a little bit more open. Next, consider holding poses just a little bit longer on your tighter side. For example, if your right hip feels a little bit tighter in pigeon pose, consider holding the pose on that side just a little bit longer, maybe an extra 5 or 10 breaths. This gives the tighter muscles a little extra time to release and maybe open up. So remember, yoga is not about achieving perfect symmetry. It's about creating balance. But remember, this balance looks different for everybody. Over time, you'll notice that your body will start to feel a little bit more aligned. Our goal isn't to fix, but understand our body and our natural patterns and just learn to work with them. By practicing regularly and patiently, you'll improve both the strength and flexibility on each side, even if they're not identical. So one pose that asks for a bit of symmetry in your hips is a lotus pose. So if you're noticing that you're working on this and you're trying to open up your lotus a little bit more, then check out this video here. I think you'll find it useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.